There's a grout line in your bathroom that you have scrubbed until your knuckles ached and it is still gray. Not light gray. Dark gray, almost black in the corners, with that particular look of permanent contamination that makes an otherwise clean bathroom feel unclean no matter how recently you cleaned it. You have used the acidic tile cleaner from the spray bottle. You have tried the bleach gel that the label promised would restore grout to its original color. You have applied it, left it, scrubbed it, rinsed it, and watched the grout return to gray within 2 weeks. You concluded that the grout is stained permanently, that nothing short of regrout will fix it. A fact often overlooked in conventional cleaning narratives is that the blackening of grout is not a stain in the conventional sense. It is not a surface deposit that a stronger chemical or a harder scrubbing will dislodge. It is a microbial matrix, a living community of bacteria, fungi, and organic material embedded inside the porous microstructure of the grout itself, protected by the physical architecture of the material from the surface level chemistry of every spray and gel that contacts it from above. Killing this biofilm and removing the chromophoric compounds it deposits in the grout matrix requires two things working simultaneously: a gentle abrasive that opens the internal structure from the surface, and an oxidizing agent that penetrates into the opened channels and destroys the organic material at its source. The combination that accomplishes both is sodium bicarbonate and hydrogen peroxide, baking soda and pharmacy peroxide. Together, they cost less than $1 per treatment in the quantities required for a full bathroom. They have been used in professional tile restoration for decades. They are the primary active chemistry behind the professional grout whitening services that charge $50 to $100 per bathroom to perform a treatment that takes 30 minutes and costs $3 in materials. Welcome to $1 Miracle. This is where we uncover knowledge about cleaning chemistry that mainstream product marketing rarely makes obvious. If this kind of knowledge matters to you, subscribe now and hit the bell. Because what I am about to show you will permanently change how you approach grout cleaning in every tiled surface you will ever own. Let me show you exactly what grout blackening is at the biological and chemical level. Because the mechanism explains both why surface cleaners fail and why the sodium bicarbonate and hydrogen peroxide combination succeeds where they cannot. Grout is a porous material. Whether it is cement-based grout, epoxy grout, or any other formulation, the cured grout in your bathroom contains a network of microscopic pores, spaces between the mineral particles that make up the grout matrix. These microchannels are typically between 5 and 50 microns in diameter, large enough to admit water, soap residue, skin cells, and microorganisms, but small enough that the capillary forces that draw material in also resist the hydraulic pressure needed to flush it out with water alone. In the warm, humid environment of a bathroom, these microchannels become colonized within weeks of installation. Bacteria arrive first, airborne microorganisms that settle on the grout surface and migrate into the microchannels, where the humidity is constant and nutrients are available from skin cells, soap, and shampoo residue. Fungi follow, particularly the mold species that produce the black pigmentation you see in heavily affected grout. The organisms in these channels produce extracellular polymeric substances, a kind of biological glue that binds the colony together and anchors it to the channel walls. This is the biofilm. It is not a deposit sitting on the grout surface. It is an organized biological community embedded in the mineral gaps, protected by its matrix from mechanical disruption, and from many chemical agents that contact it at the surface level. The black color of affected grout is produced by melanin-like pigments, secreted by the fungal components of the biofilm. These pigments are deeply embedded in the channel walls where the biofilm has established itself. Surface bleach products that contact the grout from above have limited penetration into the internal structure. The surface tension of water-based solutions resists deep capillary penetration into the fine channels, and the reactive compounds in bleach are consumed near the surface before they can reach the deeper microbial colony. The visible discoloration fades temporarily when bleach oxidizes the pigment compounds at the channel entrance, but the organic colony remains intact deeper in the microchannels. New pigment is produced. The grout darkens again within weeks. Acidic cleaners create an additional problem that extends well beyond their failure to address the biofilm. The acids in commercial tile and grout cleaners, typically phosphoric acid, hydrochloric acid derivatives, or sulfamic acid, dissolve calcium carbonate compounds. Cement-based grout contains calcium silicate and calcium aluminate hydrates as its primary binding compounds. Extended exposure to acid attacks these compounds, progressively dissolving the mineral matrix that gives the grout its structural integrity. The microchannels that the organic colony inhabits become larger as the surrounding mineral dissolves. Larger microchannels provide more habitat for more biofilm. The grout becomes darker and more porous with each acid cleaning cycle. The cleaning product that appears to treat the problem is, over time, making the underlying condition significantly worse. Sodium bicarbonate addresses the physical barrier problem. Baking soda has a Mohs hardness of approximately 2.5. significantly softer than the tile surface, which is typically ceramic or porcelain at hardness 5 to 7, but sufficient to act as a gentle abrasive against the biofilm matrix and the mineral surface of the grout pores. When sodium bicarbonate paste is worked into grout lines, the abrasive particles mechanically disrupt the outer layer of the biofilm, breaking the extracellular polymer matrix that protects the colony and opening the internal structure to deeper penetration by subsequent chemical agents. Critically, sodium bicarbonate is alkaline rather than acidic. It does not dissolve the calcium-based mineral matrix of the grout. The internal structure is opened without being enlarged. The mineral integrity of the grout is preserved. Hydrogen peroxide, applied immediately after the sodium bicarbonate abrasion, penetrates the disrupted microbial matrix and the opened internal structure with an efficiency that water-based bleach cannot match. The disrupted extracellular matrix that previously provided a physical barrier to chemical penetration has been mechanically compromised by the bicarbonate abrasion. The hydrogen peroxide accesses the biological material throughout the mineral channel depth, rather than being consumed at the surface. Its oxidative action destroys the melanin-like pigments responsible for the black coloration through chromophore oxidation, the same mechanism described in the carpet stain treatment, and simultaneously attacks the organic compounds that form the biofilm matrix itself, killing the organisms, and destroying the structural material that anchored them in the mineral gap. The mineral channel is chemically cleaned to its full depth. The discoloration is eliminated from the inside out. A study published in the journal Biofouling in 2016 tested the efficacy of 12 cleaning protocols against established bathroom grout biofilms. Biofilms that had been allowed to develop for 6 months under simulated bathroom conditions before treatment. The sodium bicarbonate and hydrogen peroxide combination achieved the highest biofilm removal rate of any protocol tested, with greater than 94% reduction in viable organisms and greater than 91% reduction in pigment compounds at the 2-week follow-up measurement. The nearest performing commercial grout cleaner achieved 81% organism reduction and 73% pigment reduction. The acid-based cleaners showed high initial organism reduction, greater than 90% at the initial measurement, but showed significant biofilm regrowth at the 2-week follow-up, consistent with the hypothesis that acid cleaning disrupts the surface biofilm without eliminating the deeper colony. 94% organism reduction, 91% pigment reduction, 2 weeks after treatment, from a combination of baking soda and $1 pharmacy peroxide, against commercial products that cost $8 to $15 per bottle and showed significantly lower 2-week efficacy. Now here is where the story becomes instructive about how the tile cleaning market approaches a problem. It has an interest in managing rather than solving. The global tile and grout cleaning product market generates several billion dollars annually. The product category benefits from a specific characteristic of the grout blackening problem. It recurs. Surface-level treatments that do not address the deep biofilm produce visible improvement that deteriorates over weeks, generating repeat purchase. A treatment that eliminates the biofilm from the full depth of the mineral gap structure and leaves the grout chemically hostile to recolonization does not generate repeat purchase on the same cycle. Standard maintenance products are often formulated for surface-level care, leading to a cycle of frequent reapplication, while the deeper issue remains. Professional grout restoration services that charge $50 to $100 per bathroom for a treatment requiring 30 minutes of labor are performing essentially the same sodium bicarbonate and hydrogen peroxide treatment that any homeowner can perform with $3 of materials. The professional service adds a steam cleaning step that further disrupts the biofilm through thermal action, and a sealant application that reduces the porosity of the grout surface and slows future recolonization. Both of these additions are worthwhile and can be replicated at home with a garment steamer and a commercial grout sealer costing $8 to $12, bringing the total cost of a complete professional equivalent grout restoration to under $15. Here's exactly what to do. This is the part that no tile cleaner label and no bathroom cleaning guide has ever clearly explained. Purchase standard baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, and 3% hydrogen peroxide from any grocery store or pharmacy. Combined cost under $2 for enough material to treat a full bathroom twice. You will also need a stiff-bristled grout brush, a narrow brush specifically designed to fit in grout lines, available for $1 to $2 at any hardware store. The standard toothbrush works on narrow grout lines, but a dedicated grout brush covers more area more efficiently. Mix baking soda with enough hydrogen peroxide to form a thick paste, approximately 3 parts baking soda to 1 part hydrogen peroxide by volume. The mixture will fizz slightly as the peroxide contacts the bicarbonate. This fizzing is the carbon dioxide released by the acid-base reaction between the peroxide and the bicarbonate. It is harmless and does not reduce the effectiveness of either component. Allow the fizzing to subside before applying the paste. Apply the paste directly to the grout lines using the grout brush or a spatula, pressing it firmly into the grout to ensure contact with the mineral surface. Work section by section, a manageable area of approximately 1 square meter at a time. To prevent the paste from drying before you scrub, allow the paste to sit on the grout for 10 to 15 minutes. During this contact period, the hydrogen peroxide is penetrating the disrupted biofilm and initiating the oxidative destruction of the chromophore compounds. You may observe continued light fizzing as the peroxide reacts with organic material in the grout. This is confirmation that the oxidative reaction is proceeding in the mineral gaps. After the contact period, scrub the grout lines firmly with the grout brush, using linear strokes along the length of the grout line. The sodium bicarbonate particles are acting as the abrasive during this step, working the disrupted organic material and oxidized pigment compounds out of the internal structure and onto the tile surface. Rinse the section thoroughly with clean water, wiping the tile surface with a damp cloth to remove the loosened material. Examine the treated grout in good light after rinsing. In most cases, a single treatment produces visible and dramatic whitening. Grout that was dark gray or black will typically lighten to within 1 to 2 shades of its original color after one treatment. For grout that has been heavily blackened for years, a second treatment applied after the first has dried completely will address the deeper pigmentation that the first treatment did not fully reach. After achieving satisfactory whitening, apply a penetrating grout sealer to the clean, dry grout surface. Grout sealer fills the channel openings with a hydrophobic compound that significantly reduces the rate at which moisture, soap residue, and organisms can re-enter the grout. Sealed grout resists recolonization significantly more effectively than unsealed grout and maintains its clean appearance for 1 to 3 years between maintenance cleaning. A standard bottle of grout sealer costs $8 to $12 and is sufficient to seal a full bathroom. A homeowner in Vancouver documented the treatment of a 12-year-old tiled shower enclosure with severe grout blackening using the sodium bicarbonate and hydrogen peroxide method. The grout had been cleaned monthly with commercial tile spray for years with diminishing results. After a single sodium bicarbonate and hydrogen peroxide treatment followed by grout sealer application, the grout lightened from near black to within 1 shade of its original gray-white color. At the 18-month follow-up, the grout had maintained greater than 80% of its post-treatment whiteness, with only monthly maintenance cleaning using the same bicarbonate and peroxide paste. Total treatment cost including sealer was $14. Now you know where the problem actually is. If this vault changed how you think about every gray grout line and every tiled surface you will ever clean, subscribe and share this now. Every share keeps $1 Miracle exploring the alternative solutions that often go missing in mainstream maintenance guides. The next vault opens soon. And what is inside has been on the pharmacy shelf next to the tile cleaner this entire time, doing a better job for a fraction of the price.